Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special Veterans Day edition of the Behind the Mic Show. I am your host, Keith Gibson, and alongside me, who is each and every week, not only my tag team partner, but a fellow American, Sam Irwin.
Hello, Keith Gibson. How are you this fine evening?
I'm wonderful, Sam Irwin. Sam, we've got a very special show for everybody this evening, something different than what we typically do. We're not going to have the comedy, we're not going to have the sports, but we're dang sure going to have a lot of entertainment this evening. We got a lot of things planned. Why don't you tell everybody what's going on this evening?
Well, we kind of put our heads together and thought instead of the usual show, we thought we would do something, especially in a time of need, when a nation is divided, probably divided as it's been in a long time. Maybe a show that kind of brings everybody a little bit together and focuses on something that is truly important, and that is the veterans. Especially on Veterans Day. So we went out coast to coast, and people that I've met through Facebook or fans of the show and family and you with, friends that you have made throughout the years. We've got them from coast to coast. Some people are overseas. Many branches are represented here as well. Some younger folks, some people that's been in the military 20 years, some that are long retired but still are proud of their service, and we are definitely proud of them. So this is going to be a show that is focused solely on the United States veteran, as it should be.
That's correct, Sam. And we're going to have a wonderful evening where you won't see much of us. As Sam said, we're going to focus on our veterans, and so you're going to get to hear from them. And some families haven't heard from them in a long time, so this will be special for them as well. So we hope you tune in. We hope you enjoy the show this evening and hear from our veterans. Sam, I do want to go over with everybody what Veterans Day really is.
Absolutely. And, for those of us that have been out of school for quite some time, just some facts and things like that to kind of get you to why we're here, today doing this. So Veterans Day originated as Armistice Day on November 11th, 1919, the first anniversary of the end of World War I. Congress passed a resolution in 1926 for an annual observance, and November 11th became a national holiday beginning in 1938. Unlike Memorial Day, Veterans Day pays tribute to all American veterans, living or dead, but especially give thanks to living veterans who served their country honorably during war or peacetime. So Veterans Day occurs on November 11th every year in the United States in honor of the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918 that signaled the end of World War I, known as Armistice Day. In 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower officially changed the name of the holiday from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. In 1968, the Uniform Holidays Bill was passed by Congress, which moved the celebration of Veterans Day to the fourth Monday in October. The law went into effect in 1971, but in 1975, President Gerald Ford returned Veterans Day to November 11th due to the important historical significance of the date. Veterans Day commemorates veterans of all wars. Great Britain, France, Australia, and Canada also commemorate the veterans of World War I and World War II on or near November 11th. Canada has Remembrance Day, while Britain has Remembrance Sunday, the second Sunday of November. In Europe, Great Britain, and the Commonwealth countries, it is common to observe 2 minutes of silence at 11 a.m. every November 11th. Every Veterans Day and Memorial Day, Arlington National Cemetery holds an annual memorial service. The cemetery is home to the graves of over 400,000 people, most of whom served in the military. And today, this was in 2018, 18.2 million living veterans served during at least one war, which is an astronomical number. 9% of veterans are women. 7 million veterans served during the Vietnam War. 3 million veterans have served in support of the war on terrorism. Of the 16 million Americans who served during World War II, about 496,777 were still alive as of 2018. Let's see, 2 million veterans served during the Korean War. And as of 2017, the top 3 states with the highest percentage of veterans were Alaska, Maine, and Montana, respectively. So there's just a few facts and data as to how they arrived at that day and why we honor those today.
Great facts, Sam. And this time, you won't hear, this will be the last time you hear from us till the end of the show. So at this time, we're going to play the national anthem. So if you would, no matter where you're at, remove your hat, put your hand over your heart, stand or sing along to the national anthem of the United States of America. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we'll see you at the end of the show.
Today, Ford of Tuscola and all of our employees would like to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to the men and women who have served this great country with honor, bravery, and protected America. Today, on Veterans Day, we salute you and know Ford of Tuscola will always be thankful and grateful for your service. Give Ford of Tuscola a call at 217-253-3353 or visit online at fordoftuscola.com.
Okay, Slinging Sammy, aka Slinging Sammy, and Mo. Thank you for what you're doing and the impact that you're having with your program, and very, very, very proud of you. I think you're reaching a lot of people. As for me, I'm very proud to be a veteran, and basically from 1968 to 1971. I served, hit some of Fort Leonard Wood. Everybody goes to Fort Leonard Wood. From there to Fort Belvoir, to Fort Sill, the prep OCS, and then to Fort Belvoir, where I entered OCS, engineering, combat engineer. 6 months, and it was a tough 6 months. But after that, we went back to Fort Leonard Wood. And the toughest years were at OCS and Vietnam. But after my discharge in 1971, I basically came back here to Florida, and Floyd C. Smith interviewed. Of course, I was on pins and needles, and he hired me. And I think one of the reasons is that I was a veteran, and his son Steve served in the Marines and was a veteran also. Okay. In my classes, I always supported the veterans. I tried to encourage young people to join the military, even my grandkids, but they didn't take me to heart. But anyway, I just think it's a great opportunity to grow. A lot of people get out of high school not knowing what to do, and this is a great opportunity to pick up traits. And basically, some of the things that happen is take advantage of the GI Bill, which I did and picked up my master's. So anyway, back to Florida and started serving and coaching there. I think I had you guys in my class. I'd like to give a big hats off to Joel Hacksaw Hackney and the staff and all the teachers in all the elementary and high school. They put on a veterans program and breakfast that is very, very touching. All the kids are transported to the gym. The veterans walk in. All the kids are standing and applauding, and it really probably brings tears to your eyes. A great, great program, and we didn't have that this year due to the virus. Okay. Also, Colin Mosley, he initiated through the Student Council a wall of honor, which has the nameplates, the names of the people who graduated from Florida that served, and it's quite impressive. Okay. Basically, there's many vets out there, Sammy and Keith, that need our help right now, especially in this time of crisis with the virus. Minnie and I try to help monthly, and we give to the Wounded Warriors and to Tunnels to Tires. They're two programs that really help our veterans. Okay. Sam and Keith, thanks again for the honor to speak with you. Could touch a lot more. I know that we're under a time limit, but I'd like to close and say God bless America and God bless our troops. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Adam Forth. Spent 21 years in the Army. Had 10 combat deployments. Just recently retired, but just want to take this time and said Sam and Keith gave me the opportunity to kind of talk a little bit on Veterans Day about what being a veteran means to me. But I figured it'd be a good time to take the opportunity to say thank you to everyone back at home where me and Kendall grew up, just for supporting her and the boys while I was gone. As I said, I originally wanted to start naming names and everything, but I'm sure I'd leave somebody. There's just been so many people, that have supported us through the years, and it's been, a long run. But yeah, anytime her and the boys wanted to go back home up to Xenia, Florida area, there was always people there, whether it be family, friends, people we went to school with, people where we went to church at. They were always wanted to know how they were doing, how I was doing, offered prayers and support and anything they needed. And that support while I was gone, as I said, I can't tell you how much that meant to myself and to her and the boys. And as I said, fortunately they reached out to me and offered this opportunity, and I thought, you know what, that's the least I can do, just say thank you for all the support Kendall and Johnston and Cole received over this last 21 years. It's just been awesome. I said that's about it. That's all I wanted to express and make sure everybody knew that. And I said, there's so many people that did offer that kind of support. I don't want to start naming names and forget anybody, but yeah, all the support and prayers for them through the years. It just does. I can't tell you how much it's meant to us through the years. But thank you guys.
Hi, my name is Spencer Ware. I am a Sergeant First Class in the United States Army Reserve. I have been serving for about 17 years now. I am currently a career counselor, but I've done a few different things in my time. A career counselor, I help guide and retain soldiers while they go along through their Army Reserve career, and help them make decisions and give them the best advice that I can to help them be successful. I'm proud to serve and do my part. I serve alongside a lot of great men and women, and I'm just happy to be able to set a good example for my family and for those around me. I feel that my current role as a career counselor and my experience so far in other realms has helped me make an impact on the soldiers that I do serve, and my main goal with my current job is just to make a positive impact on the soldiers that I do serve for and serve with. I'm currently serving overseas, so I do miss my family a lot, miss my friends, and I just wanted to say hi to my wife Jen and the kids, Alec and Ruby, and I sure do miss you guys. Jen, I can't really thank you enough for everything that you do. You support me, you allow me to do what I do, and I know it's really hard to be the one solely responsible for everything back home, but I do appreciate everything you do, and I really couldn't do any of this without you. So I also wanted to give a big shout out to my family and friends that do make up our support structure. Everybody has been really, really great about helping out, reaching out to Jen and the kids, asking if they need help, and me too, sending me stuff, asking me if I need stuff. It's all great, so thank you. Special thanks to Keith Gibson and Sam Irwin at Behind the Mic Show for always supporting veterans and service members. It's a great thing to support and know that it's appreciated. Jen, Alec, and Ruby, I love you. I miss you every single day. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for being there for me. Keith, I hope this is good enough. I have recorded this thing like 13 times, and I didn't start really counting until I was on probably like 7 or 8, but so I hope it's good. Thank you for doing this. Love you, brother, and happy Veterans Day to all my fellow service members.
For more than 150 years, you've believed in Busey. Today, more than ever, we believe in you. To our healthcare workers, first responders, and local businesses, you're central to the communities we're proud to call home. Busey's grateful to partner with you and your families through life's ups and downs, today and for generations to come. Because as neighbors helping neighbors, we're in this together. Busey, grateful to serve the communities we call home.
Hi everyone, I am Command Sergeant Major Kelly Haar. I am the Garrison Command Sergeant Major at Fort Devens in Massachusetts. It's about 45 minutes west of Boston, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's a great little post. I've been there 2 years already, and I have 1 more year until I go to my next assignment. I've been in the Army for 20 years. 18 years were active, 2 years were in the Army Reserve. So I have a few more years until I get to retire. My Army career has taken me all over the place: Texas, Colorado, Kansas, Korea. I deployed to Iraq in 2006 to 2007. Also been stationed in Fort Drum. Spent a couple of years in DC working at the Pentagon and on Capitol Hill, which is pretty awesome. So I've been everywhere. I love what I do. I am a career counselor now. I started off as a mechanic working on light wheel vehicles. Pretty cool job. And now as the Garrison CSM, it's kind of like being the mayor of a town. It's probably the best way that I can describe it. It's like no other job that I've done before. But it's pretty cool, and I'm still learning every day, even though I've already been there 2 years. And like I said, I look forward to the next year. Probably one of the most difficult things about being in the Army is being away from home and being away from families. I've missed birthdays. I've missed the birth of my nephews and nieces, missed funerals, missed all graduations, missed all kinds of parties and just get-togethers and family time and seeing my friends. The one thing that helps the most about being away and not being able to be with family and friends is knowing that you have support from them and from your town. And from day one that I've been in the Army, I've got letters from people I don't even know, some family and friends, and then a lot of people would go into the store and tell my parents that they were thinking about me, sending prayers. So that has helped tremendously, especially being deployed and kind of being in a scary situation and not really knowing what to expect. Just knowing that back home I had a lot of people thinking about me and praying for me and sending me letters really helped me get through everything. Veterans Day to me is, I don't really want to call it a holiday. I generally don't say that. It's a day of observance. I think of all the veterans that came before me. I have a lot of veterans in my life that influenced my decision to join the military. My grandpa was in World War II, and even though at the time before he passed, he never spoke about it, it was still kind of an unspoken thing that what he did over there. And another veteran that I have a great amount of respect for is Smitty. He was a Marine, and we talk a lot about the military and our experiences. And I don't know that I could have made it this far without him. So I appreciate everything that he has done, all the advice he's given me, all the kind of wake up calls where I need to get my stuff together and keep my head on straight. And again, I couldn't do that without him. So I really want to thank everybody from Flora and Clay County. Sam and Keith, you guys are awesome. I really enjoy seeing your posts and your videos. And I wish I had this when I was deployed many years ago. That would have been awesome, something to look forward to watch. So if I get deployed again, I hope you guys stick around for a long time. So thank you guys.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sabu Irvin, Master Sergeant, United States Marine Corps. I've served from 98 to present, still in the Marine Corps. Right now I'm serving as a Marine Corps inspector for the maintenance team. I joined the Marine Corps a long time ago because my family are all in the military. My dad was a Master Sergeant in the United States Air Force. My sister was a major in the United States Army. My great-grandfather was a chief in the United States Navy, and I'm the only Marine. I joined the Marine Corps because it was the hardest branch, and this is what I like to do. And I like to join the hardest things that I could do in my life. Being a Marine has been outstanding for me. It's been something that has been very rewarding for me. And I really serve because I love my flag, I love my country, I love what we give and how we dish out the pain when we need to. But this is what I do, and I'm going to continue to do it until they tell me I'm done. Thank you.
My name is Sergeant First Class Chelsea Eidinger. I've been in for 12 years, active duty Army. I've been stationed in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, Grafenwehr, Germany, Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, and now Fort Rucker, Alabama. I've served 2 overseas tours in Afghanistan, totaling 21 months. Importance of veterans. Let's back up. Let's talk about veteran suicide. That's kind of a big topic that's been up here recently. You've heard the number 22, I'm sure, around Facebook, especially if you have veteran friends, veterans families, anyone that's in, anyone that wants to join. They probably have some sort of military something. It always talks about 22. 22 is the number that most, that every day there are 22 veterans that commit suicide for various reasons. A lot of the stigma in the Army is mental health. Like, no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to be that person. No one wants to seem weak. So they have a problem reaching out and getting the help they need for mental health. And usually it starts with friends and family. If you reach out, let them know that you're there for them regardless, and you're not going to judge them for whatever they have going on. And you never know. It could be multiple reasons. Family problems, divorce, deployments, PTSD, money issues, just the list is never ending, and you really don't know until you reach out. So if you think you have someone that might be struggling, or even if you had a veteran buddy, just don't be afraid to pick up the phone and make sure they're doing all right. If they're in, if they're out, retired, got out before their contract was supposed to be ended, just give them a call. Make sure they're doing all right.
All right. My name is Kayla Irwin. I'm a sergeant in the U.S. Army. I was in for 6 years with the Illinois National Guard, and then I went to active duty, and I'm here for 3 years in Fort Rucker, Alabama. I think she covered a very serious topic, and I would just like to thank the support of my family and everyone that has been in my life, as well as everyone for the military that has supported all of us throughout everything.
Hey, good morning from Kuwait, Behind the Mic Show. Chief Master Sergeant Bill Fitch, United States Air Force, out here getting it done in the Middle East. Man, what a cool experience to be able to say hi and share a little bit for Veterans Day with all of you back home. So I've been in the Air Force now for 25 years. Been all over serving, veteran for our country. You know, Sam and Keith talked to me a little bit about sharing what I think it means to be a veteran. So, to be honest, it's kind of weird because I don't think about it often. I don't reflect on it often because it's not something I did. It's something that I still do, and it isn't something that I, like I said, I don't think about it for me. I always kind of just think about, like, this is my way of life now. This is just kind of who I am, and it's who my wife is and who my kids are, and this is what we do. And there's a lot of people that you serve one day in uniform, you serve 25 years like me. It doesn't matter. It's a selflessness, it's a sacrifice, something inside that says, hey, I'm willing to go risk my life for the people that I love the most. And I don't think about it that way, right? I do my job, and I'm providing for my family, just like you all are. And there's many jobs, many people that do the same thing. It could be a firefighter or a police officer. But at the end of the day, it's a feeling of pride that I have to be able to wear the cloth of our nation. There are so many amazing Americans that I get to work with and serve with alongside each and every day, from all branches of the service and support agencies. So yeah, it's an awesome fraternity, a brotherhood, a sisterhood that we get to share. And people often ask me, what makes me successful, and I honestly think a lot of it is, the hometown values that were worked into me as a kid. And for those who know me, I needed more work than most, but really, hard work, morals, ethics, character, all of that stuff that gets poured into us as kids. You don't really know you're getting it. But when I joined this service, I think a lot of that came out, and it's kind of what got me to where I am today. So anyways, happy Veterans Day to all the friends and family back home. Miss you guys, and see ya.
Imagine working on your financial plan with an advisor who is as committed to your success as you are. Imagine no more. With Cole Duke at Benjamin F. Edwards & Company, you will receive the informed investment advice you need from experienced professionals at a firm guided by one enduring principle: doing what's right for clients. Edwards, it's a family name long associated with client first service. Now open in Flora, Illinois. Call for an appointment today at 618-508-8050. Benjamin F. Edwards & Company, investments for generations. Member SIPC.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Buddy Wilson here.
Hello everyone.
Hey.
Hi.
What are we doing?
Actually, we're going to interview as a team.
As a team.
Sergeant First Class Buddy Wilson.
Sergeant First Class Buddy Wilson, you?
Sergeant First Class Brandon Taylor.
So how long you been in?
About 14 and a half years. How about you?
14 and a half years. Thanks for your service. I've been in for 19 years. I got in 2001 right out of high school.
No kidding. Right out of high school.
Yeah, had to do it.
Yeah?
Yep. How about you?
Good decision. I actually started a little bit later. It was kind of one of those situations where I'm like, if I want to do this, it's got to be now.
Yeah.
And as soon as I signed up, I knew that I was going to put in at least 20 years. I was going to retire from it. So that's definitely the goal. Seems like that's the goal for you, to at least put your 20 years in.
It is now. I actually got out of the military at one point in 2003. I did my initial tour, and I got out and wanted to go to college. And then my dad was serving with the Illinois National Guard and said, you need to stop partying so much, and you're going to Iraq with us. So that's what happened, and here we are. I'm back in.
Here we are.
Yeah.
What is the really driving factor into why you decided to serve?
Just like a lot of people, I grew up with some strong males in my family, my grandfather, my uncle mostly, that told me, you need to serve your community and your country. My grandpa always said you don't have to stay in for a career, but you need to serve your time, do 3-4 years. You can get out and do something else.
Sure.
I did that, but here we are. It was just a sense of service, simply like that.
Absolutely. That goes back to me as a young child, so I'll tell a real quick, funny story. I was about 12 years old, me and my buddy, sports, any sport you name it, we played it, right? Well, our baseball field in a small town, 250, we couldn't play on it because it was just a mess. Nobody maintained it. Well, we wanted to play on the field, so we took it upon ourselves and started cleaning the field up. Got some old bed springs, got an old tractor, put some weights on it, drug the field, made it look all nice, but the backstop was an issue. The backstop had weeds from bottom to top, and we didn't want to wait for the weed killer. So I went ahead and climbed up there for hours. Yeah, pulled it all down. About 2 years later, I couldn't stop. 2 days later, sorry. Couldn't stop itching. It was poison ivy. The whole backstop was poison ivy.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. It was bad. So I'm immune to it. Anyway, I tell that story to say this. I knew at that point in time that I had a good sense of accomplishment doing that, because it wasn't just us that played on the field. We actually had our rec league decided to play some games there. It was a great feeling. I enjoy that feeling of serving others in several capacities.
And I think that's why we all do it. We like to serve. We enjoy being in. And one real thing that's really kept me in the military this long is the camaraderie and the friendships. You know, him and I met 2012, I believe, and you know, we're best friends now, and we've grown our friendship ever since. And you develop those relationships throughout your whole military career.
Pretty much like stepbrothers. Well, that's all I got. What do you think?
That's all I got. Thank everybody out there for your service. Keep it up, and we'll talk to you next time.
Happy Veterans Day.
I appreciate you guys having me on to talk about my service. I'm Jason Pagel. I'm a retired Master Sergeant with 27 years of service in the United States Marine Corps. I've been retired now about a year. As far as units I've been part of, I've been honored to be part of several Marine Corps units, obviously, but I spent the later half of my career with Central Command, helping. I was part of the missile strikes into Syria. I've been with AFRICOM, EUCOM, and I spent quite a few years in Special Operations Command. But I mean, as far as being a veteran, or as far as just getting to serve, I mean, it was an honor. I mean, I'm a small town boy from Illinois, and I got to be part of things that they've written books about, they've made movies out of. When I was growing up, I never thought I'd be part of something like that, but I was honored to do it, glad to do it. I've actually traveled to more countries than I have states, a little over 30. I've spent, as most veterans of my era, I've spent time in Iraq, Afghanistan, training partners in Europe, training partners in Africa to take our place. For me, I mean, probably the thing I liked the most was being able to train partner nations, because no matter what you hear, we're not always going to be the lead, and future conflicts, and if we don't have our partners there with a similar capability, it's going to be a more American boots on the ground. It's just the fact of the matter. Our European partners, honestly, there's a lot of things they do better than us. Just flat out do better than us. I mean, I know a lot of Americans believe that, you know, we do everything the best. We don't, unfortunately. We have a lot to learn. That's why our international relationships are so crucial. I mean, you can go back through history, and we've had this debate numerous times, and name a conflict that we didn't have our partners there. I mean, that we did, even at our founding, we had France, a few Algerians. I mean, and the sad thing was I had to learn the Algerian part from Algerian students. I didn't know that prior, so there's a lot we can learn. But as much as I know our country has become very polarized and wants to kind of go into an isolationist type thing, it's just not possible in this current conflict or current world status. We have to have our partners, or it's going to be more boots on the ground. Or, I mean, if for anybody that's been there, if anybody you believe with, regardless of their race, religion, creed, whatever, they're like brothers and sisters to you. So I mean, we're always going to need that connection, and because like I said, there's things that they do 10 times better than we'll ever be able to do it, and they're actually part of what keeps our nation safe, their intel sharing. So other than that, that's about all I've got.
Hey, my name is Kyle Delaney. I'm currently a gunnery sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. I have served right now actively for over 20 years. Don't know what the future is. I plan on staying around for a little bit longer. What it means for me to serve my country is the honor to wear the nation's cloth, protect the citizens of this great nation. And the brotherhood of the military is undescribable. You know, we talk about it in, high school sports and stuff of, the brotherhood, but it goes even farther when you got the guy next to you laying his life on the line, to protect you as well. It's admirable to serve by some of these kids that are 18, 19 years old that are coming out of high school, and they're molded into these young gentlemen and ladies, and it's great to serve next to them. I like to say hi to all my family, my brother Brian, my sister Tasha, my stepdad Alan, and the rest of my family, my wife, my kids. I love you. You guys have been supportive for the last 20 years that I've been in the military. I appreciate it, and I love you all.
Hey everyone, my name is Jaramillo. I'm retired from the Army. Total time of service is 22 years. Served 12 years in the Marine Corps, 10 years in the Army. Had a variety of experiences throughout my 22 years. My first 12 years in the Marine Corps, MOS of engineer, stationed in Okinawa, Camp Pendleton. Did embassy duty for almost 4 years in Brasilia, Brazil. Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Paris, France was my last duty station on embassy duty. Great experience. Couldn't trade it for anything in the world. Came back to the fleet, Camp Pendleton, and deployed out to Iraq. Craziest experience of my life out there, but everyone has a story to tell out there. Upon my return from that deployment, I had 1 year left in the Marine Corps. I felt like it was time to move on to something different. And at halfway point into my career, I decided not to just let it go, so I enlisted in the Army. Came into the Army and did a lateral move over to the intel side, which I feel like it paid off in different ways. Lots of experiences, and opened a lot of doors after the fact. Deployed as a SFAT team member, advisor. That's where my world really got turned upside down. I didn't expect myself to be involved in a small team and unit assignment, especially not in a captain's billet as a staff sergeant. So a great paid dividends for me. Again, exposure to being embedded with the Afghan Army, and then being involved around the locals really opened up my eyes to just the way things were in Afghanistan, or continue to be. But out of that, we did suffer some great losses, injuries to myself included. Earned a Purple Heart and Silver Star, or a Bronze Star, excuse me. From that, it's left me with some feelings that still linger on. It's been 7 years since the incident happened. I can't say that my scars and wounds are greater than or less than, but they are my own experience. I deal with them in my own way. I think because of that Purple Heart, I was contacted by another veteran, another former Marine from Vietnam, who runs a color guard here locally, a vast color guard, and it's helped me out in so many ways because I feel like I'm still contributing in some way as a retired service member, performing the color guard detail for various situations, mostly military events. We did one of the big ones we did was opening up for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here for one of their games. So it still keeps me within that world and that camaraderie with other service members who either experienced similar events such as mine, or in the case of this jarhead from the Vietnam era, he has his story to tell, and let me tell you, it's quite a story. He's an amputee. He lost his leg in one of the firefights he was involved in. He's a good guy, and I really appreciate that he took me on board, and it's helped me with dealing with my PTSD issues as well, which as many of us probably deal with it in certain ways, and unfortunately many of us have not been able to deal with it, and those fellas are no longer with us, guys and gals. But as far as Veterans Day, I want to say it's an important day for myself, my family. I'm one of 3 Marines in my family. My wife is also a former Marine. It means a great deal to me. My brother-in-law is a retired gunny. So, and I also have 2 nephews now in the Marine Corps. So it's a tradition that I started within my family, gutting it, doing the military for our family, and it means a great deal to me. So anybody that gives me a thanks for that day, I take it to heart, and it was my pleasure to serve my country, and I would do it all over again if I could.
Bees Trees, your local ISA certified arborist with over 10 years experience, specializing in tree removal, tree trimming, and with free estimates. Call Greg Miller of Bees Trees today at 217-260-4551.
Today's episode of the Behind the Mic Show is brought to you by Ford of Tuscola, Bees Trees, Busey Bank, and Morgan's Place. Now back to the Behind the Mic Show with your hosts Keith Gibson and Sam Irwin.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Brian Marshall. I was a Staff Sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. I joined straight out of high school as just a young kid. My first duty station, I was shipped right to Camp Pendleton, California. Thank God I didn't get stuck on the East Coast. But during that time, I served 2 tours overseas as an amphibious assault crew chief. Shortly after that, when I came back stateside, I was hand-selected to go up to the 1st Marine Division and become the 1st Marine Division Color Sergeant, which was an absolute honor for 2 years. After that, I transitioned back to being an instructor for the officers and young students that come into their primary MOS. After serving 8 years, I knew it was kind of time for me to go on to bigger and better things, so I transitioned out of the Marine Corps. That was a huge eye-opener for me. It wasn't easy. I was fortunate enough to be able to go contracting for a little bit. Did that for a little while and realized I wanted to slow down and try the civilian world out. And during my time in the military and getting out, I realized it wasn't time for me to stop serving at that point. So after seeing my brothers laying in hospital beds and rotting away, or just losing the drive or the fire within themselves, I took it upon myself to start an organization, and it's been a hell of a ride ever since. And with Veterans Day coming up on us, I always look back at our travels over the last 5, 6, coming up on 7 years, and seeing the transition from these veterans that you just get dumped and out of the military, and then now what? And that's where I wanted to come in. Not just me, I've built this team now of vets, and what we focus on is getting men and women back into the outdoors. We have scholarships to be able to keep them in school when they fall on hard times. We send families on retreats and couple therapies, and you name it, we try to do it for the veteran community. And so stay positive. I know it's crazy times out there. Let's come together as a veteran community as we always do, and check on our battle buddies, call them, text them. It's not going to hurt. So reach out to the loved one that's in need. Please send them our way. We'll do what we can to help anybody out. Let's have each other's back during this time. So from one vet to another, I love you all. Stay safe.
What is up, Behind the Mic fans? I was asked to come on here and say a few things about being a veteran and serving my country around Veterans Day. So here we are. First things first, my name's Carrie Goldstein, and I joined the United States Army in 2001, and I served from 2001 to 2009. I started out, of course, as a private like everybody else, and whenever I got out, I had achieved the rank of Staff Sergeant, or E6. That is something that I worked very hard for, and I'm very proud of. I served alongside some amazing soldiers in the 1st Cavalry Division whenever I was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq in 2003. I was there from 2003 to the beginning of 2005, and I worked supply while I was there, and I fixed some weapons. You know, that's a part of supply stuff, but one of the main things that I did was I was in charge of the operations section of the 1st Cavalry Division post office there at Camp Victory North. We started out at Baghdad International Airport, but most of our work was done at Camp Victory North. And we processed over 72 million tons of mail while we were there. And a few of the things that we did was we loaded up and went outside the wire and went to remote sites that didn't have the ability to send or receive mail. We went to Stryker, Anaconda, Abu Ghraib, the Green Zone, that's just to name a few. And we helped some of these soldiers at remote sites that didn't have anything. We gave them the ability to send and receive mail. And that's a really important thing to me, that I helped make the lives of some of my amazing combat arms soldiers. I made it maybe just a little bit better. And that made all the BS worth it sometimes. A few things about being a veteran and what it means to me to have served my country. Number one, I'm glad that now my children have something to be proud of. That's amazing to me. Other than having my children and being a sister to my brothers, one of the main things that I'm most proud of in life is that I am listed among some of my heroes, and I'm really unworthy, but I'm honored and humbled to be among all of you. And I just wanted to say thank you to my fellow veterans, and I want you to have an amazing Veterans Day. God bless.
Okay, hey, Sam and Keith asked me to do this. I like talking in front of anything about as well as I like getting another shot or a colonoscopy, but for them, I'm going to give this a whirl. They asked us to talk a little bit about our time. I went into the Marine Corps right out of high school. I spent my summer being a teenager. The day all the rest of my classmates went to school, I went in the United States Marine Corps Recruit Depot. Finished that, did Camp Pendleton for training, and then I was assigned there for about a year. At that time, I went to the lovely Republic of Vietnam. I had benefits in the fact that when I went there, I got a promotion, so I was immediately a corporal, a person to lead men, and I had no idea what I was doing. I served in that capacity as a radio operator for forward observers for my entire tour over there. I liked it so well that at the end of my 13 months, I opted to extend for another 6 months. It turned out to be a really good extension because I got to stick around for the Tet Offensive that way. It really didn't affect me too much. I was at a place called Camp Carroll. We were about 3 miles from the DMZ, and it seemed like all the real fighting was probably 15 miles south of us, so we didn't have much to do with it. I got to go on R&R, went on R&R, got malaria, came home. And I got out as a sergeant. All was well and good. When I got out, things weren't as good. I found out that people could find a way to shun you and to ignore you. It was not a real pleasant time because of that. I was an angry young man. I also decided when I got out I would have a drink to celebrate being a civilian. I took that drink, and 7 years later I sobered up. I got really good at drinking. I got really good at forgetting. I'm fortunate in the fact that I met and married Miss Mabel Bridgman, and she had the patience, the courage, and the strength to turn me around. I have no idea the last time I drank. I now look back on my memories of Vietnam, and I'm able to get by them because she also led me to Christ, and because of that, I know that I am forgiven for what I've done, not necessarily for what I might do, and those things still to be written. But I'm very fortunate in that she was the guiding force that led me away. Now, at the tender age of 72, I enjoy life, and I am glad that I served. I'm glad that I'm too old to ever have to serve again. Thank you.
Morgan's Place Canine Salon has been offering exclusive one-on-one grooming services in the Champaign area for over 12 years, using all natural products, giving lots of love to your dog. Visit www.morgansplace.me to learn more. Morgan's Place, making dogs beautiful.
Today's Behind the Mic show is brought to you by Kester Homes, North Wayne Insurance Agency, and Cole Duke, Benjamin F. Edwards Financial Advisor. Now back to the Behind the Mic show with your hosts, Keith Gibson and Sam Irwin.
Welcome back to the very special edition of the Behind the Mic show, our Veterans Day edition. Keith Gibson, Sam Irwin here with you. We hope you've enjoyed our veterans and current active soldiers who were able to join us this evening and give you their thoughts on what Veterans Day means to them and the causes that help veterans themselves. And we can't thank them enough for coming on and allowing us to spend some time with them as they spent time with you. We hope it's touched your hearts, each and every one of you who have listened or watched this show tonight as much as it touched ours, because as Americans, Sam and I both are very proud and very supportive, and we thank them for their service and everything they do. Before I throw it over to my tag team partner to close out the show, I do want to let everybody know we are starting a new operation, if you will, to help our servicemen and women. It's called Operation BTM. Back the military.
Nice.
Nice little play on words there.
Yeah, very good.
Yes. What it is, we have brand new shirts available. They have our logo on front, and they have a flag on the back. They say, "Land of the free, home of the brave." Now, these shirts were made possible by one of the veterans you saw tonight. He's a country financial agent here in Monticello, but he's also an active service member and veteran, and that's Brandon Taylor. So we can't thank Brandon enough for being the sponsor of these and helping us. The shirts are going to be $20 each, no matter what size, shipped, doesn't matter, they're $20 each. And what's great about this is $10 of every shirt we sell is going to go to Wishes for Warriors. Now, Brian Marshall, who was on with us, is from Wishes for Warriors, and he takes guys on hunting trips, fishing trips, excursions, who have been injured in the military and can't get out or have a wish and want to do something. He does great things for them. So our way of giving back, because we are proud Americans and we love to give back because we give till it hurts here on the show, is we are giving back to our military personnel. And Sam, it's something that you and I talked about, and thanks to Brandon, and we're looking forward to sending out multiple and the number of shirts. Hopefully it's more than we've ever sold before, because it all goes to a great cause now.
Absolutely. And yes, if you enjoyed this show, if you enjoy your freedoms, if you enjoy the ability to walk around and do what you do every day, then buy a shirt. Show your support. This goes to an incredible cause. You can look on the website, Wishes for Warriors, with Brian and the work that he's doing to help these people that went and paid a lot for you to be able to do what you do every day. So they're awesome looking shirts. There's a lot of pride that goes into these shirts, and there's a lot of pride that's going into this show. So support that. If you enjoyed this show at all, $20, half of it is going to that. So man, if you sell a lot of shirts, you can help a lot of people, and that's what this is all about.
Right.
So give back to those that gave to you is basically what this means.
Sam,
And I would like to
before you close, I just want to remind you, I don't know if I said it, I want to tell everybody BehindTheMicShow.com, part of the BTM shop, that's where they can find it.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can put your size on there, right, Keith?
Yep,
All
you can
that
pick your
address,
size, you can pick your color, you can pick whatever you want. It's right there, and we'll get them shipped out as soon as possible so you can wear the shirts proudly.
Yes, and every veteran that was on the show tonight is going to get a free shirt.
That's
as well.
correct.
That's the least we can do for these fine people, considering what they've done for us. And thank you to you, Keith. Before I say my piece, for editing all this, because I know that was a lot. There was a lot of veterans in there, a lot of pieces, and moving parts, and whatnot. It's one of those deals, folks at home. I sometimes come up with these grand schemes and ideas, and then poor Keith is like, "Oh, good, we get to try to piece this together." So, but he did a fine job. What a great great thing he's done. So, in saying that, I have had several that I'm proud to say veterans in my family. Some have passed on, unfortunately, in the last few years. Others, thankfully, are still with us. My niece, of course, as you saw her earlier, is still in there, and I'm very proud of what she has accomplished and will accomplish. And in saying that, also to all the veterans that joined us tonight, and those of you that we didn't have on the show, but maybe new listeners as well, thank you for your service, not only across the nation, but around the world. Thank you for what you do. And I want to close with a couple things that I found, because oftentimes you can find something just to read that is said far better than you ever could. And these were two of them. And this one's called, "What is a Veteran?" A veteran is a person who fell in love with their country, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. A veteran is a person who is willing to lay down their life for the Statue of Liberty so that her poor, her huddled masses, her homeless, her tempest-tossed may breathe free and may enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. A veteran is a person who does what they must in spite of personal consequences, in spite of obstacles and dangers and pressures, for that is the basis of all human morality. A veteran is one who gets a lump in their throat when they see our beloved flag, one who will fight to protect our beautiful flag from those who dare to dishonor it. A veteran is one who pays their taxes willingly, serves their country honorably, and cherishes their freedom passionately. A veteran is one well deserving of our appreciation, our love, and our prayers 365 days a year. And that is written by Anonymous, which if I'd have been able to write something like that, my name would have been on it. But that was beautifully said. And then finally, to those who keep us safe. We tend to take for granted those things in life that we rely upon, but don't often see. We don't often see through the same eyes of those who serve or dedicate their lives to keeping us safe. We don't know the same fears or pains, the dangers they face, or the crosses they bear. We live our lives in a detached awareness, a vague oblivion, knowing they are there, somewhere doing something. To those who serve, I honor you and thank you. Forgive my ignorance to those challenges you face, to the dangers that I could not endure. Thank you for the sacrifices you and your family have made so that I might have the time and freedom with my own. Note that the blood you have shed, the long goodbyes and the unseen tears are not forgotten nor diminished as we honor your dedication to keeping us safe.
Good night, and God bless.